All right, Derek, we're recording now.
What are we talking about?
How's it going, man? Now that we got the mic thing figured out, how's your week been? How are you dealing with the sudden change? Winters are coming anytime soon.
It's very depressing. I find that depressing. I was born in the wrong state.
Just the thought of it has put me in depressing state for like whole week. Like, what the hell am I gonna do in winters? Because
The,
I'll be out a lot, so I'm planning and scheming of the future.
the chill in the air is bad enough for me right now.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of late August either. So there's about 3 good months that I like in this state, and it's the hot ones.
yeah.
So here we go.
Whatever was there, we made the most out of it. So now we're back. Yeah, last time we ended a little abruptly due to some technical issues, but it was a good session. So we talked about things like the origins of Bellum, how we started, the impact, what are the pros and cons, like the challenges that you get, how it's like to build a community from scratch. Yeah, but one question that I wanted to follow up with, because you mentioned that term, and I think a lot of us deal with it, me too, from time to time, whenever I'm starting something new, the imposter syndrome. You mentioned that when you were first beginning your career as a teacher in jiu-jitsu. So can you like tell me a little bit about like how it was and overall how would you suggest that I can overcome that, because I get that from time to time whenever I'm starting like a new venture project or like a new job, joining a new company. It used to be like in the past, and now what I'm going to do next, even what I'm trying to do now, I feel like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this looks so fake. Like, that's not you. Maybe, you can do it, but maybe that's not you. You're not like them.
Yeah, some people are born with this sort of confidence where they just think they can do anything, and it's a great mindset to have. But most of us don't have that. We put limitations on ourselves, and I think it doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu, but anything difficult.
Yeah.
If you can complete one thing that's very difficult that you didn't think you were going to be able to, if you can see that through,
Hmm.
for me it was jiu-jitsu. It's like I feel like I can do anything I actually want to do. The self-limitation is I don't know really what I want to do. I'm pretty happy coaching. I like to do it. Something I didn't like doing in the beginning. I like the idea of kind of owning a gym and being able to train, but not necessarily being the head coach, and it just kind of fell on me
Yeah.
um, due to the split, and now I actually enjoy it. It's something that I enjoy, and I think as far as imposter syndrome goes, personally, it's just recognizing like we've all been new at something at some point, and
Yeah.
everybody has to go through the process. And especially in our community, it's a real thing. Every time you get a belt, or maybe you win a major competition, or something like that, or hit a milestone in jiu-jitsu, you wonder if it was a fluke or if I really should have this, or anything along those lines. And you try to compare yourself to your peers, and it's not always the comparison's not always valid. And if there is a comparison to be made, sometimes you're underestimating yourself, when in actuality people that are comparing you to that same peer may think you're better in every area. And so I mean, from an imposter syndrome standpoint, I say just trust your instructor for the most part. um, and it is subjective too. So it just depends on what your instructor's looking for. Are you a competitor? Are you not a competitor? How old are you? How much time can you commit to jujitsu? Like all those things. But in a nutshell, that imposter syndrome is a thing that it's all too common. And knowing that it's all too common, I think we should dismiss it and just know that we belong. It's just a feeling. It's a human feeling. Yeah, we're always
Yeah.
sizing
I
each
think
other up. We do it on Instagram. I'm not good enough because this person over here looks like this or is doing that, and a
from
comparison is a thief of joy.
from what I see, and when I look at myself, like when I get that, it's mostly because it's the fear of something new, like going to a new territory, and maybe somewhere I'm looking for like a guarantee that this will work. There's a big question mark, like how good it's going to be, and if I fail, it's going to very disappointing. Like what I'm going to learn now, like if I invest myself in this new discipline of trading and learning all these markets and everything, it's for like a week I was shaking as to like, how well I'm going to do. I know I have everything that it takes, but at the same time, it's just like it's a new grind, like starting from scratch, which is very different compared to going through like a stable job. Like I'm taking a risk too, and it's like, what if this fails? So that's too. I think like we all look for guarantees of success, and there's always like fear of something new, like going to a new territory.
I think there's two ways to look at it. I think if you burn the boats, meaning you leave yourself no other options,
Yeah.
it's do or die, and in most instances, humans will survive no matter what. We'll pull through and we'll make it work if we truly want that. And the other way to do it is the slow grind. Maybe have a backup plan and do something that you really want to do as a secondary thing, because that buys you time.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as there's no time constraints, like you have to be at at this point within a certain amount of time or you fail. That's understandable. But if there's no time constraints, like jiu-jitsu, for instance, or trading, you can't fail if you can't quit. It's impossible. You just
Yeah.
keep going and
Yeah.
going and going, and eventually you'll succeed. It's like a 99% guarantee.
Yeah, you
If you
cannot
truly
just
want
give
it.
up, basically.
Correct.
You just have to keep on going and just figure out. Once you have figured out, then all you have to do is execute those things.
As long as it's what you want.
Yeah.
If that's what you want. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't know. I have
Me neither.
1,400 followers on Instagram. I could care less. If I wanted 14,000, I would get 14,000. I'd make it work, but I really don't care.
We all are influencers one way or another. Maybe not in that social media kind of sense. Like you influence your family, your kid one way or another through your behavior, the values that you have passed on to your kid in a way, and like discipline that you require us to maintain in our classes. Like you influence people. You
Right. That's the
influence,
only
yeah,
influence I'm
yeah.
interested in.
That's the true influence.
It's just an analogy,
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
if you want to do that, if
Yeah.
that's what you're into,
Not the TikTok influence, like
yeah,
not
you're gonna
not
be
doing dumb dares like eating tripods. Not,
And-
not
and-
tripods. What are the Tide Pods? Sorry.
Tide Pods, and you have to have. I think you have to do something different than you got to set yourself apart. Everybody can be a flash in the pan, and I mean, look at how many gi companies, rash guard companies, knee braces, and everybody's doing the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's a 2-year run or something like that, and they're gone. They come and go,
Yeah.
but you got to set yourself apart with whatever
Yeah.
you're doing.
But we actually are doing the same thing. We're just doing like a martial art, but we're all doing it in our way. So also, people find a way to make money.
Correct.
It is sort of like an industry too, but like clothing or anything. Like there's always going to be some different kind of style, so everybody wants to stand out too.
True, true. I think too, like the trading thing, it's you can go as deep as you want into it. So
Yeah.
how can you fail? It's an
Yeah.
impossibility.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, you can go all in and become one of the best in the world at it.
Eventually,
And so
like full time. I mean, I'm not like who knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen in future, but if you like something, if you're driven by freedom, yeah, by all
yeah,
means,
go for it.
grind. So as for standing out, when you first began as an instructor, as a business owner of a martial arts gym, so did you really have a plan for like standing out, or like how did you
No,
how did you work on
it's
it?
kind
Like,
of it's kind of funny, that you say that, because I say do something different or be different or be yourself.
yeah,
I thought, okay, this is the industry. This is what websites look like. This is what people want to see. This is the type of classes they want. Or this is what everyone's doing, basically. And you you kind of judge what the consumer wants based on the industry. Well, what if the industry isn't necessarily 100% providing what the consumer wants? Just because everybody has contracts doesn't mean you have to have
Yeah.
yearly contracts. Just because everybody, you know, has a cookie cutter website that kind of looks like it was ripped off of a karate type
Yeah.
template with the whole you can't get past the troll that takes the toll for crossing the bridge, so to speak, by putting your email and all your personal info in, doesn't mean that you have to do that with your website.
Yeah.
It doesn't, just because some instructors they don't crack a joke on the mat or they're just way too serious because this is supposed to look like a Lifetime Fitness or something doesn't mean that that's how your gym needs to be. I mean, I tried to kind of copy the mold a little bit, like every other school.
Basics.
They kind of all fall, not so much anymore, but at the time, everybody does like the same thing. Oh, if you're doing ad spend on Facebook, I'm doing ad spend because that's just what we do. Over time, I learned just do what you want to do. And the people that like what you're doing will come anyways. The same thing with complainers. You get complainers at a gym, they're never happy. Let them go. Don't try to please them because they're going to quit anyways. 6 months from now, it'll be something else. It's, the music's too loud. I don't like this person. That person's too aggressive.
Yeah.
It's the dues are too expensive. Can you cut me a break? All these people, they're don't bow to them.
Man,
Do what you want to do.
Somebody's complaining about music, then that's
You'll get
extreme
students.
level of complaining. Like I can say, like I'm not comfortable with certain people due to their sizes or how they
Right.
roll.
You just don't train with them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's it. They're like 40 or like 35 people on like a busy day class. Like, how many rolls are you gonna get? Like 6, 7?
I've had people give me ultimaters.
You cannot
If,
roll
if
with
you
all
don't
30?
fire this coach, I'm quitting because
What?
I don't like them. If you don't get rid of, if you don't get rid of these 2 students, I, as a coach, am quitting. I've had all kinds of ultimatums. I don't do ultimatums, even if I agree with you. Just the way you put it. See ya. You know where the door's to
At
be
the
found.
end of the day, man, you're running a business. You have to think in terms of that. Like, it's not just personalities, unless like they're disturbing your business.
Exactly.
Then you can be like, hey, man,
If you make
You're
somebody
ruining the
uncomfortable,
environment.
you
Yeah.
have bad hygiene, you
Yeah.
are overly aggressive.
yeah.
Right, then you
Yeah,
are
we're
the
trying to
problem.
have an
But your
environment over
perceived
here.
issues, because you can't get along in normal society, that's go take that somewhere else.
Yeah, and it happened with me, but then I realized that, it's not all about me and I cannot just react to things. Like, it's very, very temporarily that I took something bad and, you just cannot quit. If I quit over here on small things, I'll be doing that in every facet of my life,
Yeah,
basically. That's
exactly.
what I thought. And, like, it took me like an hour and a half to convince myself that that's stupid.
Right, right. And
Ruined my
this
whole day,
is
too.
this is almost like social training for me because I'm like not a very people-y type of person.
Yeah.
I don't do much outside of jiu-jitsu
Yeah, it's a
that
new,
requires other people per se outside of family.
Yeah. Again, like a new territory for you as well.
So yeah, this makes me this is my social outlet and my way to kind of learn to interact with society and be normal. Otherwise, I'd end up living on a mountaintop in a cabin or something, shut out from people, and that's not healthy either.
Chopping woods.
Jiu-jitsu is great for me.
Chopping woods in like a flannel shirt.
If it wasn't this, I'd be I don't know, not CrossFit, but I'd find another community that was similar because we do need social interaction as much as
Yeah.
we like to think we don't. We need some to a degree.
Something to do together.
Yes. Accomplishing goals and people that have the same goals, as long as they're on a good path, it's a lot easier to achieve that together with forward momentum, energy, right? That energy feeds. So it's an important thing.
Yeah, it's like a whole process as to discovering where exactly you fit and who exactly are your people and like how far you can go with them. Like, trial and error. Like, in past 10 years I've made so many friends, I've lost so many of them, cut them off, they cut me off to the point like, very few are there in my life. and like most of my social interaction is either when I'm working or I'm over here,
Yeah.
and that takes a lot of my time either. So I don't, and
Yeah.
I'm not
No.
that young anymore to like go out and do party and stuff like that either. So it's different now.
Most
But yeah,
certainly. Most certainly.
we all need like different kind of circles, and as we mature and learn, our interaction and our way of socializing that changes as well. It's like from hard liquor to wine. You know those
True.
wine
True.
ladies?
Right. You grow. You
Yeah.
definitely grow.
They're just chugging wines in suburbs. I used to hang out with those ladies a lot.
Oh, do tell. Is that how you made a living?
No, no. But like you're just like finding your circles. Like sometimes you meet a lot of people in different way.
And
So through
your
work and
circle
everything,
was
so
the middle-aged wine mom circle?
kind of, yeah, through work and everything.
Through
So
work.
for like some time, like most of my friends were like my parents' age. Some of maybe few years older.
What kind of work was this?
Like again, the tech work.
Were you modeling?
No, I mean through my previous jobs, like as like analyst, IT analyst, tester, all that stuff.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, it was that time when just new discovering phases and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you learn what you're going to become as you get older, right? It's like when you hang out with older people, you learn, you're like, I'm not going to do that. That's an old person thing. I'm not doing that. And 10 years later, you find yourself doing that. It's like the minivan thing. I'd never drive that. That's not cool. And then you're driving a minivan at 35 years old.
Never say never, and never look down on other people for how they live.
Yep. Because we do
Life
change.
is gonna troll you, man. I realized that all the stuff that I was doing and hating, I ended up doing that. It's this really cold, humble pie that life makes you eat. So,
Yep.
do your thing, man. Don't look at others. Yeah, but yeah, always be looking for like new things and everything. So I'm like enjoying it. I'm gonna look for some couple of more new disciplines to learn. But
Bonsai tree.
I only have like 24 hours, so I don't know what I'm gonna do besides work, doing this, like studying new things, trying to move life to new directions. So
That's a full plate.
what?
That's a full plate. That's enough right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
That's plenty right there. I mean, you could have your hands full with one thing. You could have your hands full with jiu-jitsu if you wanted to. I mean,
If I wanted to, man, I
you
wish
want to be a full-time
sometime-
competitor, you could do that.
I
right?
wish I could do that, but I don't know. I don't just see myself. I cannot force like a vision for no
It's
reason.
true. It's true, and I
Yeah,
think
you
we're
know.
born for a certain path too.
Yeah, it's like
and you can
for-
feel it.
yeah.
You can feel what you like and what
Yeah.
you want to do. And
I do want to train like that though. If it was in my hands, like I'll just be free, eat, work out.
it is when you
Do
become a
jiu-jitsu.
big time trader, you're
Yeah.
gonna be like Derek Moneyberg, and you're gonna be. We'll have you to that black belt in 6 months.
No, I don't know. It has to be earned.
You can't just buy it. You sure we can't just buy them nowadays?
You cannot buy knowledge like that. You cannot buy experience. You know. You cannot buy like 5 years of experience.
The internet says otherwise.
A lot of stuff goes on the internet, man.
Certain
AI is still evolving.
certain people will sell you things. But
Yeah, but are you really going to be like the black belt?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Brandon made me wear his black belt one time when we were rolling. He's like, wear it. And happily I did. And then we rolled. Is like, these things, they do not matter.
You didn't get any energy out of that?
I loved it because I
How
was
about
wearing,
ringworm? Did you get that?
I was wearing a white gi and that belt was popping. I was happy.
Someday.
That was it.
There you go. There you go. You got a
But
glimpse
it's
of the
not-
mountaintop.
But it's not like I've never worn like a higher belt before. Sneakingly, I did. When I was a white belt, I would just sneak in, like see an old purple belt, and I'll just wear it and take picture and put it back.
So you're like that Silence of the Lambs guy that dressed up like a woman and take photos?
How does that relate with it, man?
Put it on a belt that's not yours. Take pictures. Put it back.
Oh, it was not anybody's either. It was just like laying over there. Like, you know how you put extra
Well,
belts?
no, I don't. It had to be somebody's.
In previous gym you did. That's where I did. When I was like, I don't think I was even two stripe white belt.
Yeah, I believe that extra purple belt that you snuck ended up going to Travis.
Uh-oh. Nah, that's just.
Okay, what else are we talking
I
about?
was just young. I did not know better. So going on that path, like, okay, so we talked about like how imposter syndrome sneaks up on you, how you have to look at it and overcome it. So, do you have like any story as to like those feelings, like those, if you can think about like how fresh it was when you were first starting and it was anxiety over there, and over the time, how you fostered an environment as to like, that's how I'm going to run my school, that's how my classes are going to be, and over time, how much you would say you have succeeded in it.
Again, it's funny, the imposter syndrome thing. The worst for me was probably brown belt. I think that was the worst. But then you start going around to some open mats and you do a couple competitions or whatever, and you're like, okay, I belong here. I get it. I feel what it's like. And sometimes, you know, when you get that belt, literally within a week, because your mindset changes, you grow into that. Like you have to become that. It's time now. It's like time to be a man, sort of thing. Coming of age. Same with black belt. I had the exact same feeling. I still to this day believe I did get it a little bit early, because I did have a gym and it was a seminar situation, so it was a kind of a convenient thing. This is my personal belief. But I quickly grew into that belt, no problem. Again, you start to feel out other black belts and stuff, and you feel like, okay, I'm here. This is fine. Teaching model, I tried to go with kind of the stuff that I had seen. Hard warm up, um, teach about 4 different techniques, and then hard rounds. That's it. Positional once in a while, maybe 20% of the time. And that kind of went into almost purely positional for a while with very minimal warm ups.
Yeah.
To now, the warm ups are mostly technical, so we're doing a few basic floor movements, shrimping and things like that. Just 5 minutes worth to get the body warm and
Yeah.
prime. Everything else now is basically we're going to do something technical like a takedown or an entry, 2 takedowns, talk about the concepts there, play with it for a while. That's still part of your warm up, and then we start moving through positions. Um, and the takedowns too would be, whatever series I want to show for the next 2-3 weeks. That's the takedowns are going to work. And now it's become to where we're doing core takedowns 4, and you're going to see the same 4 all the time. Beyond that, we'll see other ones when we're working other series, but those 4 are basically just as important as a shrimp, technical stand-up, whatever else. So that way when you're blindfolded or whatever, you'll pull the trigger and hit them as soon as the opportunity's there because you've drilled it so much. And then we go to the floor and we do probably a third positional rolling, and the rest are standard rounds, and we vary the times. So it's kind of like an ongoing experiment, but for now I'm pretty happy with the formula. I think we found the right mix for now. Teaching methodologies always change, and they should,
Yeah.
based on data basically that you collect.
No, I've been noticing like classes are a little bit different from how they used to be, and I'm grasping things now.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's just me,
part
but
of it's probably twofold. I mean, as you train, your conceptual knowledge goes up, so your ability to grasp techniques also goes up.
yeah.
It's like once you can do basic math, you can start to learn algebra. But before that, it's tough, nearly impossible. So
Yeah, last 2-3 weeks, yeah, I've been noticing that I'm grasping things a little bit more than I used to in your classes.
Good. So it's
Maybe
working.
because
There's
look,
more data.
yeah, I mean also like a person's style and just like my knowledge absorbing skills have improved over the last 5 6 years. You're
Right.
teaching, you have realized like, okay, these are 2 3 things that I'm going to teach, and like they will have like more sauce than
Right. Return on
whatever.
investment,
Yeah.
right? Everybody wants to see like, oh, what's the newest thing, or what are these guys doing right now? What's the flash in the pan technique or whatever? And if you take like an all levels class and show them that, but none of them they can't build base and wrestle from the knees, or just they can't stand up. Um, that's really what they need, because it's return on investment. That's going to serve you a lot better, even in competition, let alone self defense, than working on like the latest uh, whatever technique. Funny name, you pick it. So that's.
Is there any funny name to like some technique that you would? Because I don't know.
I mean, for me, anything Japanese is funny. It's like, what are we doing here?
I
Why? I ask the question, why? Is jiu-jitsu's not hard enough to learn with English? And now we're going to add a second language and try to sound real fancy like we're,
we want to sound legit and genuine.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
It's like I know my jujitsu.
right. It's like hipster stuff to me. But hey, to each their own, and if it helps you remember, then
Some
great.
hipster stuff is good. What happened to hipsters? I don't see them anymore. All we see is like crazy nut jobs, and I don't know what happened to those handlebar mustache people. Just
Yeah, you know
on
what?
on a bright sunny day, just somebody is dressed up like
You're right.
Willy Wonka, just riding that big unicycle. I used to see that when I first
You're
came
right.
to Minneapolis.
You go to a tap room now in Minneapolis. It's grunge seems to be making a comeback. So you see like the grunge crowd type of look, and then you get the like little round glasses, like the who am I thinking, like an Al Franken type of a look, or a Keith Olbermann look. You get one of the two. Those like the regular hipster is just gone, and
They're
you end up
just
with one of those two, like the Patagonia guy with the little round glasses and a Prius, or you got like the grunge guy that goes out of his way to look dirty. Um, and he's living in like a $600,000 house in Linden Hills and
oh boy.
riding a fixie, and he looks like he hasn't showered. You get one of the two. It's a good question. It's almost like they were absorbed into those two species.
Are they extinct or like they went to some caves? I don't know. They're hiding. They need to come back. It was much safer when they were.
Everything is cyclical.
They were
Don't
just
worry.
yeah when they were crowding the Twin Cities. We would like to have them in jiu-jitsu as well. Some
Oh, I
flavor.
agree. They were the smartest ones until they went extinct. They were the nerds.
Changes, man. Changes. Like a lot of things have changed in the last 5 years too.
And thank God for nerds in jiu-jitsu, by the way. Technical innovation. Before it was like wrestling mixed with, closed guard play, half guard, butterfly, and, brute conditioning. That was like, and then tough guys stayed and everyone else quit because it sucked. And
Hey man, at the end of the day, technique is going to save you because you're not gonna be 23 and jacked
you
your
still
whole
had
life.
it. It just never changed because people, were traditional and like, we're going to do this because it's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And that's a knuckle dragger mentality. And the nerds bring the innovation.
That's one good thing about this art, this martial art, is that it just does not get all the meatheads
Right.
to practice. It's
Yeah,
not like boxing. It's not like just like wrestling, kind of, but it gets people from all spheres. So those nerds that you are mentioning,
Yeah.
they would come up with all kinds of techniques. They won't be even fancy, but it's like when you roll with them, it's like rolling. You're doing some sort of Rubik's cube because they're picking stuff from like different pockets, and you're like, I give him like one free hand to see like what
Right.
he's gonna bring up, and I'll see how good my defense is, and that was my mistake to give like a free hand.
But it's how we learn too.
Yeah.
It's how we learn. You got to get tapped. You got to get dominated. You have to make mistakes and pay dearly for them, and then we'll learn. That's a lot of people. That's why you don't get the meatheads. The ego can't take it. It just can't. And we all have ego, but it's how
Yeah.
much you let it run your life. Ego's healthy, but you can't let it run your life. And that's the problem with some
Yeah.
of those people. Go back to LA Fitness then, or whatever. What are we doing now?
Yeah.
Planet Fitness? Is
This
that
is
where
something
all
that I
the
was
dum
like
dums go?
also like have been really thinking about, you mentioning like ego and not reacting to it. Like it's fine to get hurt, but if you react through anger, then you're gonna make a fool out of yourself. You're gonna mess up something. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because sometimes mixed communication can happen. Sometimes, like, you don't know. Sometimes this shit just happens. Like you cannot just be angry all the time. That anger can be channeled into doing something better instead of, how do you say, throwing an axe on your foot.
right,
There's an
right, right.
expression, right? What was it?
What's funny recently as I got older is like I when I want to be angry, I look at the situation or the person or whatever I think is making me angry, and I think, what led to this? Okay, why did that person react this way? Like if someone's road raging,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, why is? And don't get me wrong, I swear and I'm like this dumb M or F or whatever, but that's in my own car under my breath. It's I'm not, hey guy, pull over or whatever. And you look at some of these people that come unglued over the most minor thing, and you wonder what brought them to that point. What caused them to become so mentally unstable or so weak, or just willing to throw their whole life away for a moment of anger that really is pretty minor. And half of these people, most of these people have never even been in a fight, and they're so willing to do it because of anger.
Yeah.
And
Somewhere there's
I look at it
unhappiness.
from an empathetic lens, like, God,
Yeah.
I feel bad for that person, honestly,
Like maturity
right?
always kicks in too.
Even
With
some
time.
criminals, I look at them and I'm like, and not to, yeah, they should pay dearly. Matter of fact, they should probably be sent to a penal colony. But that's my opinion. But I look at them and I'm like, that person, they became this probably because of the way they grew up, or whatever. Something happened to them.
Yeah.
What caused that? What caused somebody to want to? What caused someone to want to do fentanyl and
Choices,
live
man.
on the street? What causes that? What kind of pain is that person in
Choices,
to
man.
cause that?
It's not easy to make a good choice.
No, but I'm just saying I look
Yeah.
at it now through that lens as I'm older. Like, I feel bad for that person. It doesn't mean I'm going to give them $5, or I feel like they shouldn't go to jail or get, frankly, sent out of the country. And if I had it my way, but I do look at it like that person was once a baby, and
Yeah.
probably grew up without a shot in life. It's unfortunate.
That's quite a deep thinking. I go to that extent too, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm going that route, to the point like I'm going to
Wisdom.
the origin story.
It's wisdom.
Yeah, just a way to look at things, and like feeling a little bit light inside.
It's
Not
why
thinking too much about yourself, and like, there's other people too. A
it's
lot of people try to get reaction out of you too for some
yeah.
reason, and I was like, why? Once I realized, then I
It's
realized to like know when to shut up, because I used to keep on like doubling down if somebody's coming at me. It's like, hey, you started it. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna have my last word.
right.
But there have been instances when I felt like, that person is probably going through something. Especially online, if somebody is just like unknowingly is just like coming at me when I don't really talk to them and just commenting nonsense, I'm like, all right, cool. It's like, dude, we're not friends like that. I don't know why you were trying to make these things. Same with like road rage. Super unnecessary things, like you are just making a turn when the light went green, and that other person behind you showing you finger. And it's like, dude, it's not. We're not in an F1 ring. I'm not stopping you. We're going through a highway. It takes time. Like, there are people just like honking for no reason. One person shows like fingers. Like, super unnecessary. It's like
Well,
we're
it's
just making a
debatable,
turn.
Max. I haven't seen you drive.
I glide. I don't fly. I enjoy it. Like, if something says like GPS says 30
But
minutes, we will be there in 30
if
minutes.
you're one of those 50-mile-an-hour in the fast lane guys, you're getting the finger from me too.
Yeah, But on a light and turn, that's even that person who was sitting next
Yeah,
to
I
me
get
was
it.
there was like,
I've seen it.
what's the problem with that guy? Some
Yeah, it's
people are
like
no reason.
if you don't floor it and chirp the tires as soon as that light turns green, the guy behind you is very upset for no reason. I get it. I've seen it. I see it all the time, and I don't even commute to work, and I see it all the time.
Did you had like ego in jiu-jitsu in the beginning, or like how was it
For
for you?
sure,
When?
all the way to probably got beat out of me by purple belt. I'd say it took that long. Not like I'm gonna,
Till you were purple belt?
yeah, not like I would go out of my way to like get the easy rolls, and
Yeah.
it was actually the opposite. I trained with all the heaviest, highest belts because I figured if I get beat downs at the more knowledgeable guys I'm training with and everything, that's how I'm gonna learn. So I kind of did that wrong, but uh, I, as far as ego, it'd be like being the spaz guy. Not
Yeah.
necessarily a spaz, but just using way more strength than I needed to and thinking I needed
Yeah.
to win every round. It was a direct reflection of my skill, and I couldn't let it be the worst guy. I can't be the worst guy. Like, I don't know. That's a very flawed mentality.
Yeah.
Um, but it took a long time to get it out, which I think pushed me forward too. Like, oh, you got to train because you got to get better. You got to train because you got to learn. You got to train
You gotta
because
improve on
consistency
this.
is key. Like,
Yeah.
and so that served me well. And by the time I got it beat out of me, then it was good. That trait turned out to be a good thing. So here we are.
Yeah. I mean, I used to think in those terms too, like in terms of like ego in jiu-jitsu, but at the same time, I came to terms with like, man, you gotta look at your own wins, not other people. You know, you have your own pace when it comes to learning, progressing, where you are in life in general. Like, you know, you're trying to do your best. Like eventually, you'll go where you're supposed to, but at the same time, you cannot just compare yourself to anybody.
No, and give
That will
yourself
that will
credit
yeah,
too.
that will ruin your happiness, your moment, and whatever it is. It's like just because somebody is a black belt and I'm a black belt, let's just say that, but that does not mean we're equal. That could be highly competitive black belt while I am, I'm good, but I'm like recreational good. I'm good to like once in a while I can compete good. I cannot compete with that guy.
Right.
What if he's also like an MMA kind of guy who fought like 10 fights professionally? Before that, he was a kickboxer. So, of course, like he's going to be better than me in terms of technique, rolling, strength, whatever you want to call it. But am I going to feel sad about myself or like mad at myself from taking a beating from that guy? I have my own success. I should just enjoy it.
Yeah, and you got to give
Somebody's
credit.
always going to be better in
Better.
some way.
They're always going to be.
That does not mean you suck.
Right. And recognizing that, and also the small battle. Like,
Yeah.
you give credit for
Yeah.
the fact that I didn't get my guard pass today. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, it doesn't always have to be a tap.
Yeah.
Right? It
And
doesn't always have to be, I'm going for arm bars today, and if I don't get everyone in an arm bar, then I'm not good.
yeah,
Doesn't,
and that kind of mindset, I think.
the fact
it's-
that you got to class is
yeah.
an accomplishment.
Yeah, and that kind of mindset you also have to incorporate in your life as well.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
outside we have lives too, and a lot of people they're just like in a fight club where they're just competing, beating themselves up for no damn reason. So I used to.
What else do we got on the agenda
I
for
don't know.
the
There's
non-jiu-jitsu people?
non-jiu-jitsu people. Yeah, those things. Like, what else? Do you have any like key takeouts as to? It's like what have you taken out from this whole experience of like getting into this martial art and where you are right now? As a black belt, as a teacher, you've made like so many
So
friendships
much.
over here. Like, couple of things. Like,
So
if you have to
much.
like tell a young guy, like, or maybe your younger self, or like a teenager who's like depressed and
anything's
stuff like that.
anything's possible. Now, granted, jiu-jitsu is a long game thing. It's a long grind.
Life,
If
yeah.
you think about 10 years to black belt, if that's really what you want to do on average, you're going to get one. All you got to do is show up and try. You actually have to try. And you got to keep yourself in good enough physical and mental condition to get through and go through it. But so yeah, as far as takeaway, that's the biggest one. You can do anything. It might not be the long
Yeah.
game thing. If you want to do something short term, you're gonna have to do what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
If that's running a marathon, you're gonna have to train for it. And if it's 6 months from now, you better get off the couch and start now. But you can do it as long as you follow the process. It's all about following the process. If you follow the process with anything, it's gonna pan out.
Yeah.
As far as jiu-jitsu goes, it's taught me everything. Interpersonal communication, just like human dynamics, how they interact with each other, with how I interact with them. People of different, they think different. People with autism, with disabilities, shapes, sizes, ages, how to manage injuries, how my body works, how it moves, how, being in tune with my body. It's literally taught me almost everything I know in some way or another. Just teaching a pupil and watching them grow, you can translate that into gardening. Like,
Yeah.
it really is. It covers every aspect of life. You can learn so much from it. It's like people, they're in the military, they'll say, or people that are not in the military, even CEOs will say they like to hire veterans. Why is that? Because they learn a lot in there. You're young, you're forced to grow up. You get leadership roles. You're in charge of things you'd never be in charge of in the civilian sector.
They're militant
And
with their approach,
you
basically.
you learn so much by service. And it's the same with jiu-jitsu. I mean, you can carry those lessons into the rest of your life if you're willing to. It literally has taught me damn near everything. Perseverance, all of it.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing.
That's one thing that I'm struggling with right now, is just the discipline part. I know where I can dedicate myself to, but
So the thing too for me, it's like discipline. It's not about motivation or wanting to do it. It's
no.
about doing it. And with jiu-jitsu, it was a
it's
non-negotiable
like
for me.
doing the formality.
I'd show up,
We
and it
hate
was
that.
non-negotiable, and through that discipline, right, you can achieve, and that I just translate that into everything else I do. And if I really want to do it, then I'll do the discipline, and it'll be the same result. So, if you can do that, whatever it is, if you wrestled in high school and you made it to state and it was all because of discipline with weight cutting and showing up and work,
Yeah.
do it again.
That's the
Just do it again. The
sucky
same way.
parts need discipline.
Yeah,
But if
just
you
do
really
it
love
again.
something, you'll be dedicated and devoted.
Yeah, but it still takes discipline. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's the sucky part
I love
too, like-
jiu-jitsu too,
like,
but half the time I don't want to come, and that's been
Yeah.
the story since the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't want to come to class. I get anxiety over it, and as soon as I step foot in the
Yeah.
gym, I'm fine. Just getting there.
Yeah, discipline is the sucky part, like dedication and.
It's also the
devo-
easy part. It's
Yeah.
also the easy part.
Yeah, these 2-3 terms that I've been dabbling about as to like.
It's
how,
like
how do I describe to like a younger person who are like struggling to see where to go, what they like, what they don't like, because I get to interact with like all sorts of people. Sometimes like these college going kids, or like trying to, I'm doing like all day kind of shifts and dominoes and stuff. I'm trying to look into it. Like that's like he's a smart guy too, so. Just,
I think you, man, it's tough because you're still growing at that age, and you don't
Yeah.
know, how do you know what you want to do the rest of your life? It's hard.
just keep exploring.
And
Like
it's gonna
if you're not
sound-
exploring, like man, you're not gonna discover what you really want.
You have to explore. It's like
Yeah,
when you
try
buy
everything out.
when you buy a home or
Yeah.
a car, it's like, okay, I step foot across the threshold. This is supposed to be mine. I want this.
Yeah.
Putting in an offer. You look at a dozen you like maybe 6 of them. But that one that you buy, typically, if you follow your gut, you know. And it's the same. Like, you'll know what you want as soon as you see it. And then you just go for it. That's what I think. It sounds cliche, but, we got to follow your passion, follow your gut. And it doesn't mean make, homemade soap out of dandelions because your passion is to be a hipster or whatever. Like, you have to make money too. That's a reality.
Yeah.
But find something you can do both with.
Yeah, you gotta figure out.
Find something you can do both with, and if you can't find that, find something you can tolerate. Because a lot of people straight up hate their jobs, and it's better to be indifferent
if you
about your
yeah.
your living than it is to hate it. That's a prison sentence there.
So it's like if you really hate your job, you really need to find something outside of it that you really love. So you can
Yeah, so you can have a yin and yang for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Otherwise, you're effed basically. So
Yeah.
you'll be miserable.
And I say give yourself time too. So
Yeah.
if you try jiu-jitsu, you try boxing, you try CrossFit, you try, pickleball after work,
Yeah.
give it more than a day or a week to
Yeah,
find out what you really like, because you'd be surprised.
In my like 9 to 5 days when I used to work in those cubicles and everything with our other developers and testers, a lot of them they got into it because they wanted to have something that they can support themselves with. Somebody was like a hippie back in the day, a lot of music. He does like all kinds of shit, but now he's in cubicle.
Yep, and he's drinking
That-
wine every night to get
yeah,
through it.
and thanks to that career, he was able to get like himself like all these sports cars and everything. But he's still passionate
There's still a
about it.
void. You're trying to fill a
Yeah.
void with
Yeah.
things that,
And one thing
I bought a bunch of things.
So back in when I was like 26, 27, and I was like working, and I was seeing all these kind of people who are like much more experienced than me in the same field, and they are good. They had to kill like one part of them, and like when you bring that out, you can see like expression, like, yeah, I wanted to do that. You
Yeah.
know that expression was like,
It's
I looked
unfortunate.
at it and it's like, man, I gotta do something that I really wanted to do, and I'll be happy with it. I don't want to have this kind of regret. Yeah, that's what I wanted to be. Like if I wanted to say
I get
that
it.
in future, I'd be like, I wanted to do that, but like I stumbled upon something better.
Yeah.
That how my expression is going to be in future. It's like not like being that guy. Yeah, I did that, but I have to do it. I'm able to do it. Yeah. But a lot of people, they are like happy too, like with their careers and what they do. Performing at bands. Somebody is like making side money through photography by like, and that too very specific, like taking pictures of those dirt bike racing, or there's something like that with cars too, right?
Yep.
What do you call that?
Well, it's auto photography, but you got like
No, those that car racing that they do in like muddy areas.
rally,
Whatever that is.
rally or rally cross,
Maybe that's what it is.
like
I
a
had one coworker who
like in Europe,
No. Here, like kind of redneckish or whatever it is.
and they're racing cars or trucks
Cars.
in the dirt.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it's like the poor man's NASCAR, a
Yeah.
dirt track, and
dirt track.
so
maybe.
they got sprint cars which have the funny spoiler on top that
Yeah,
goes
something
one
like
goes down, one of the wings goes
something
up,
like that.
and it looks like a little buggy.
Yeah,
They have them, and then they have the crappy little like they're like a NASCAR but like a lot cheaper, and those
Yeah.
go on the dirt
Yeah,
track as
exactly.
well. Yeah.
That. Yeah, I had one coworker who specifically loved taking pictures of
Of that.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was, I think, making some money out of that too when he was not doing that in season, probably.
Right.
Wedding. But yeah, like everybody needs like one thing that they actually love, and if they can make some side money out of it, that's good too.
For sure.
Your
It's a
sucky 9
bonus.
to 5 can give you like a really good paycheck, and you have to deal with a lot of stuff, but you gotta have one thing that you love.
That keeps
Even
you
if
sane.
that does not make you money, like jiu-jitsu does not make me any money, but I enjoy it.
Exactly.
Not to
It keeps
like,
you sane.
yeah, it's like it channels out
The
the
negative
outer life.
shit, right?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
when you sleep, you recover, right? Jiu-jitsu is like that for the mind kind of thing, and also the body, because exercise, right? We all need that anyways, and it's not like forcing yourself onto a treadmill. It's a lot funner.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
how I started. Like when I thought of like, I need to get in shape, I first started going to the gym. It was like really boring, just like exercising. I was like, really, dude, just exercising?
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I need some more action.
It's torture.
That's when I thought of like Muay Thai. That did not happen then. Like some garage gym in uptown Minneapolis, and eventually here. But then again, like a lot of people get into these things like that. If you've seen like that Eddie Bravo documentary, that's how he said that too. It's like just lifting up weights, and then he was like, "What did I really like? I really like that kung fu and stuff." Then he eventually ended up getting into jiu-jitsu by accident. He did not even know about it. And funny how all these things work.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Fate, right?
Yeah. So, what are your like favorite kind of people to teach? It's like they make interesting students, and you like teaching them. We
Is
have a very different kind of crowd too.
I mean, I like teaching. Competitors are divas. I don't like that. They they want all the attention. Everything's supposed to be about them and their next. They're a lot like an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
My next event and my
Fantasy.
next thing. Yeah, not necessarily just not fantasy. I mean, they could be good too, and they could belong, but they're just. It's like a sports car. It's finicky. It requires a lot of maintenance. I like parents. Parents are they've been through the ringer. Having kids sucks. It's a lot of work, but it's also very fulfilling. They're very patient. They get what it's like to be tired. They don't complain. They just do because they know how it is. I mean, everything's chaotic in life, and that's the one place they can come and focus. I guess parents are great, and I like teaching them.
Hmm.
Um, as far as ease of teaching, for sure it's going to be females because they don't have a lot of ego. They don't use a lot of brute strength. They just listen and they follow instruction and they just apply. Young men are the worst to teach. They're fun. I mean, because they can take a lot of punishment. They like it. They're very enthusiastic, but they are knuckle draggers. And so, I mean, overall, I think parents are the best. Easiest to teach is females and the funnest toys to play with because you can be rough with them like a dirt bike is the young person. So
And in terms of like occupation kind of thing, like who would you say like in general like they were like really good when it comes to like picking up and
engineers
okay.
typically engineers are the probably going to be the best. They think of everything from like a
Technical standpoint?
yeah, it's technical, but also like a conceptual standpoint. The idea behind something,
Hmm.
they seem to think a lot about that. The mechanical mind, it knows like, okay, I understand angle, I understand action, reaction, balance, weight distribution. I understand how to manipulate this limb. Um, so yeah, and obviously engineers aren't dumb typically.
Yeah.
They could be common sense dumb, I guess, but usually they're brighter. So it
I've
is a
seen like
thinking man's game too.
yeah, and I've seen like people who do music, they pick up jiu-jitsu well as well.
Yeah, they do. It's like speaking another language, right? It's the same part of your brain.
Yeah, they
People that speak multiple languages are easier to teach as well, typically.
huh.
Um,
Then how come I'm not easy to teach?
Consistency
Yeah, life stuff.
in the phobia of the mount, high chest mount, high back mount,
Yeah, I
which
mean
is kind of going away now, finally.
it's a
But
little
that
less
was a
now.
thing that was holding you back big time. And then, as you said too, ego maybe in the beginning. Those are a lot of things that
No,
you have to
it's not.
overcome, one by
It's
one.
it's some sort of like you can say like it's a phobia, like claustrophobia. It's like, somebody's trying to kill you in a very painful way. Like you're
Yeah, I get
stuck
it.
and they're just like, okay.
So yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
like that. I don't know, maybe like past life kind of thing. Like I was told, like most likely in my previous life, like I got killed by a bunch of people.
Probably.
They
I
chased
mean,
me, and I like died.
you're
And
half
like,
Indian, so you
like,
probably did get stampeded at some point.
yeah,
There's a
it
lot of
was
you guys.
like most likely that you had beef with a lot of people, and one time they chased you, and you died in the state of anxiety, and you carry that today.
Yeah, that
Like I don't
happens. That
know.
happens there too.
Yeah, but a lot of instances happen where like a bunch of people ganged up on me, like two, three times. So maybe that kind of,
That could be too.
yeah. So it kind of replicates that. So engineers make the best students.
I would
Your
say.
best students have been that.
Um,
Man,
boy,
your best students are like
that's
two,
funny.
three kind of people,
That's funny you
not
say. Yeah, yeah,
engineers.
yeah, yeah. But overall, like
Musician
people
definitely
that
is.
come and go. I mean, every engineer I've gotten a hold of for even a small amount of time, even at a seminar, it's
Yeah.
like they seem to be just easier all around. But yeah, one of my best students, is an engineer. But yeah, one of them,
Ian is a musician,
yeah, one of them a musician and fighter.
complete badass.
Um,
And fighter who?
Ian, like he's got a past,
Oh yeah, that.
90s punk scene, security, a lot of time in the street there. Obviously Richard again, fighter, a lot of time in the street, but also lifelong martial artist.
Yeah.
Makes it easier student.
Like the black belt that I was telling you about, like who has like a good background compared to
Right.
somebody who just did jujitsu and earned his black belt.
And then you got the nerd brothers, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Nerds are definitely easy. Uh, yeah, so
They have
you're
that-
right. It
they
is.
have that
It does
drunken-
run the gamut.
They have that drunken master version of jujitsu.
Yeah.
It's fun. I
I'm gonna
really
set up a
love
nerdy
rolling
little
with
trap
them.
here for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But anyways, I got a hard out at 11:20, so
Okay.
here we are.
Yeah, man, it was good. I had like few more, but I really wanted to start with that
Part three,
imposter one.
or we have we can do a 3-person.
I'll need one more mic. We have to arrange that.
Yes, we do.
But this was good.
And I got some ideas.
Okay.
All right, let's end it.
Yeah.